The U.S. Supreme Court has handed President Donald Trump a second stunning election season rebuke in days, this time to his bid to end legal protection for young immigrants. AP's Sagar Maghani has more.
The administration tried to end DACA, the Obama-era program that shields from deportation 650,000 immigrants brought here illegally as kids. The court ruled 5-4 in rejecting the administration's argument that the program is illegal, with Chief Justice John Roberts joining the court's liberals. It made top Senate Democrat Chuck Schumer cry.
These kids, their families, I feel for them.
Kids like Alejandra Gonzalez in Wisconsin.
I can continue living as a normal human being.
The court ruled Monday employers cannot fire people for being gay or transgender. The president tweets both rulings are politically charged, like shotgun blasts to the faces of Republicans and conservatives. Sagar Maghani, Washington.
1.5 million Americans filed for unemployment benefits last week, though the number remains historically high. After peaking at nearly 7 million 3 months ago, jobless aid applications fell for the 11th straight week. The decline was much smaller than in recent weeks, falling just 58,000. The numbers suggest the job market has begun a slow recovery. The total number of people receiving unemployment aid fell slightly, with many going back to their old jobs. Employers added 2.5 million jobs last month, and shoppers headed back to retail stores. Still, analysts warn the economy will likely struggle to sustain the recent gains. A former Atlanta police officer charged with killing Rayshard Brooks, an African-American man who was shot twice in the back after scuffling with police, has turned himself in. Garrett Rolfe was being held at the Fulton County Jail Thursday. He's charged with 11 counts, including felony murder for shooting Brooks last week at a restaurant parking lot. A second officer on the scene who did not discharge his weapon, Devin Brosnan, is charged with aggravated assault and other charges. He was released on bond Thursday. Brooks scuffled with the two officers after they attempted to arrest him for driving under the influence. He grabbed one of the officers' tasers and ran, discharging the taser at Rolfe before Rolfe shot and killed him. The death of Brooks, the latest in a long line of African Americans whose fatal encounters with police have been documented on video, further heightened U.S. social tensions at a time of national soul-searching over police brutality and racism in the criminal justice system. Britain's government has scrapped use of its tracing app for the coronavirus in favor of one made in the United States. We get more from Reuters' Adam Reed.
The decision was taken on Thursday to switch to Apple and Google technology to get the troubled program officially up and running. Prime Minister Boris Johnson previously stated that the UK app would be, quote, world-beating, but the original centralised model has been beset with problems. And the nationwide rollout has now been pushed back until the end of the year. UK Health Secretary Matt Hancock explained the thinking behind the change.
I'm absolutely determined that whilst this technology can help, it's got to be working effectively.
Apple and Google have now been in talks with Britain about a change in technology to a decentralised model, which would give users more privacy protection, but less insight of potential outbreaks. The firms have barred authorities from using their software to collect GPS location data, or even to require users to enter personal data.
That's Reuters' Adam Reed. There's some light on the horizon in negotiations between Major League Baseball and its players. AP's Mike Gracia reports.
Major League Baseball owners and players appear to be getting closer to agreement on a coronavirus-delayed season, but there's still 10 games and about $275 million apart. The union is proposing a 70-game regular season schedule and an expanded postseason that would have 16 teams. Like the owners, the union proposes starting the season on July 19th. The union plan calls for $1.73 billion in salaries, roughly 43% of what they would have made in a complete season. The owners this week proposed 60 regular season games, with players receiving about 37% of what they originally would have made. I'm Mike Gracia.